What's going on, everyone? This is MCN, DarKoaster Network, and who we got here?
I'm Taylor from Coaster Studios.
Awesome.
We're at DarKoaster.
DarKoaster 2023 in Williamsburg, Virginia. Awesome. Who we got back there? El Tower Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, say hi. Oh,
hey.
Hi.
What's up, gang?
DarKoaster Network, yay!
Awesome.
Number one.
Number one. Awesome. Greetings, Ludwig.
Hello there.
Alrighty. So tell us a little bit about your home here. Oh, is this your home?
This is my home, of course. I was a young lad when my mother and father opened these grounds to the public, and, well, fancy parties and such. We've gotten a little out of hand, but I think our golden sleigh sufficed. For some reason, they condemned us, and, well, we've opened back up, and, well, they say escape the storm, but I guess you'll have to see for yourself.
If you have not questions this time, please take a step behind the given now.
Yep. We have Kevin here, Busch Gardens president. Just have some questions for you from DarKoaster Network. With more parks open year round and the general public looking for attractions to ride in the winter, did that factor into the park's decision to utilize this building for another coaster in addition to the park?
Yeah, no, it definitely gives us a lot more flexibility when it comes to, operating year-round. Of course, here in Virginia, really hot summers. We can get some really cold winters as well, and of course, a lot of rain and thunderstorms. To have an all-indoor attraction just provides us a lot of flexibility. So, even in that off-season, that February time frame when weather might not be, the greatest, to have an indoor attraction, it's going to be a big hit for us. So, yeah, it definitely gives us a lot more flexibility with the weather.
That's awesome. Looking forward to that. So that means we're anticipated for it to be an all year round attraction.
Yeah, our plan is to run it, whenever we can. Of course, it'll, go down for annual maintenance just like every other ride does. But no, our plan is to have it operational, whenever possible.
Great. Were there any challenges with building a coaster inside of an existing building that had a different attraction in it?
Yeah, it definitely poses some unique challenges. You have to work with, the bones that are there. But fortunately, this is such a great building, pretty wide open. We had to, remove obviously all the old elements, but really gave us a great kind of wide open space to really play with a lot of different elements for the coaster. And but the loading area, the themed queue, really cool. Will be very reminiscent of some things that people remember from the old attraction. So it'll be very unique.
Awesome. What's your favorite moment about the ride?
I think just the indoor element of it is just so fun, and when you're taking those turns in the dark and not knowing what's coming around the next corner, it's just unlike anything else we have. So I think the surprise element will really be one of the things people have talked the most about, is just the unexpected. Just a lot of fun thrills there.
Okay. And which Busch Gardens country has the most coasters, and which country is your favorite?
So the one with the most coasters would be Festa Italia. We have 3 coasters there: Pantheon, Tempesta, and Apollo's Chariot. So high thrill over in that area. As far as my favorite, gosh, Oktoberfest is so iconic, which of course is where DarKoaster is. It's certainly one of my favorites, but yeah, a lot of thrill over in Festa Italia with all the rides. So that's a definite one to check out as well.
Great. And the last question here, other than Dark Castle, is there anything that we can expect for the 2023 season here at Busch Gardens?
Yeah, so of course DarKoaster's the big one, but some really great things coming for Howl-O-Scream this year, so we look forward to that. We have a great summer concert lineup. So food and wine right now, into summer nights, right into Beer Fest, Howl-O-Scream, and then right into Christmas Town. So absolutely kind of action-packed season, lot to talk about, and DarKoaster will be available, for all of that. So going to be a great season for us.
Awesome, looking forward to it. Thank you
all right,
so much, Kevin.
Take care.
All right, you too.
All right, yeah, I appreciate it.
Scan platform. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands up in there, unlocking harnesses in 3, 2, 1. All right, at this time, pull down.
Would King Ludwig be satisfied with the remodeling of the castle?
I think so. I think he'd be very happy. We'll see. You might be able to ask him yourself.
What nods to the original ride, The Curse of Dark Castle, can guests look forward to seeing? Like, are there any Easter eggs to look forward to?
Yeah, and I think part of the fun is finding them yourself. But there are, when you walk through the queue, you'll definitely see some familiar things from the original ride. But there's some new things that have been added and some things that kind of harken back to the old ride too. So
great, that's awesome. DarKoaster represents an original storyline. With the industry leveraging many IP-based teams, what was Busch Gardens' inspiration behind the original storyline, and how does one get into a career of storytelling into the theme park industry?
Those are all really good questions. I think because Dark Castle was very popular, our local fan base is very vocal about things like that. It almost begged itself to continue the story, if you will. So we definitely had to go into a sequel, so to speak. You asked if Ludwig would be happy about it. I think this is more of a present day story on an old story, because obviously that was taken back in, I don't know, the original times, right? The story definitely has nods back to the original Dark Castle. As far as getting into storytelling with theme parks, I would advise anyone because we get a lot of college kids that work here, and they tend to ask questions. Some of them are interested in engineering, other ones are interested in the storytelling, others are interested in theming. So, find a company that does that. We talk to the kids all the time, we talk to students all the time, and try to get a job with those companies, that kind of thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. What's unique about this attraction that has never been done before?
Never been done before. This ride is an Intamin ride. It's a straddle coaster, which we've talked about before, and it actually has two switch tracks. So in the parts of the track, there's actually two areas where the track switches and it turns into another area. So at Pantheon we had one. Here at the park, that was our first one. So now this one actually has two, and then it has a maintenance switch too. So there's a lot of engineering and also maintenance that goes into making those things work properly. So that was kind of unique about this ride for us.
Awesome. Are there any accommodations people with disabilities can seek when it comes to riding Dark Castle?
Yes, we actually have a wheelchair lift in the station, so anybody that is wheelchair bound, they can ride that lift up to the loading platform. and you know, whoever is riding with them, a family member, whatever, can assist them in getting in and off the train.
Great. What inspired the theming of the trains?
Well, we definitely wanted it to go with the snowmobile theme. So we definitely have themed it like a snowmobile because you're in Bavaria in the snow in the winter, so to speak. They also have names of them. The names of the two trains kind of harken back to some of the history of the ride and Busch Gardens. So that's one of those Easter eggs that you'll try to see if you can figure out. And if not, I think our marketing people can probably help you with that.
Were there any huge obstacles that were faced during construction?
We had a squirrel that inhabited the building. He did not want to leave, and just last week, one day, we had one of those have a heart traps. We finally had some food in there, and he finally went in there, and our zoo department, I think, let him out in the other part of the park. So I'm not sure if he's coming back. He really liked it here. That was kind of an interesting problem that I haven't had to deal with. On an outside ride, you don't have to think about that, you know?
And the last question here, how does the launch system work on DarKoaster?
Okay, so this, for Bolton and also for Pantheon, we have stators, and they're, you know, electric devices that actually launch the coaster. This one has friction wheels, so it's more of a typical train, but there are actually 4 launches in the ride. So they definitely launch you very quickly out of those 4 areas. So it really is a fun ride, and it has a lot of different accelerations and different velocities. So I think that's part of the fun of the ride. You know, you think you're slowing down, and all of a sudden you speed up again. So I think everybody's really going to enjoy it.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it, Susie. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy the ride.
The gates are now closing.
What's that?
Do you have what it takes to brave the storm? Let's find out.
Hey guys, this is Tony with Melanin Coaster Network, and just want to give a kind of a overview in my experience and, you know, thoughts on Busch Gardens' newest edition in 2023, DarKoaster. So, you know, as most of us know, this is definitely paying homage to the existing attraction that was here, I believe, in 2005, and I think it closed down in 2017. That was, you know, of course, Dark Castle. And I must say that they definitely paid homage to that existing attraction, which I truly miss. It was actually one of my favorites at Busch Gardens. Awesome dark ride, and it was sad to see it close down just out of nowhere. And, you know, the building just been sitting there, and I do believe there were, you know, it was used for, you know, events for the past few years. And but with DarKoaster, definitely pay homage. The theming is impeccable. Like, they, you know, Busch Gardens definitely stay true to their themes of attractions. And, you know, with King Ludwig, it kept the storyline going from the existing Dark Castle. So I believe the queue is still the same. The outdoor queue, I believe, is still the same with the scenery, which is pretty cool. And with the storyline, just, you know, when you go into the castle, awesome. You know, and just with the new straddle trains, very, very, very comfortable, I can say. So, you know, just starting out with the first launch, it goes right into its nonstop turnaround from the station onto that first launch. It just takes off, And I believe that second launch is, I think is the fastest out of all of them. So funny thing, for some reason, I thought it was 3 launches. When it came to the 4th launch, I was like, wow, I did not expect it. I thought it was going into the station and just took off. But and the length of it was pretty long. I mean, I think it was a very good pace coaster, you know. But just overall, great job, Busch Gardens. I mean, this is a great, awesome family coaster added to the coaster lineup at Busch, and just a cool fun fact for us old school coaster folks out there. You know, a new one just in case you didn't know, but I believe this was the old location of the Wild Izzy Wild Mouse, which is now down at in Tampa at Busch Gardens. So I thought that was a pretty cool fun fact to throw in there.
Hi, my name is G. I am accompanying my very good friend Tony with the Melanin Coaster Network, as we have been out today for the DarKoaster launch. It was a really good time. My really good friend invited me along, and I had a great time. We got some good swag here, and we got a chance to ride it twice. And I haven't ridden a roller coaster in about 20 years. I've been in Busch Gardens in 20 years, and it was a really good time being back in the scene and catching up and meeting new friends and having a good time. So thanks so much to everyone who made this day special. The staff was great. Thank you.